Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blackford Sports Network. Just getting started here. We're going to get the JV game. We're at halftime now, where the Bruins are trailing the Monroe Central Bears by 4, 21-17. So, as usual, like I say, I won't announce this game, but I will broadcast it, and I may be trying to work out a few of the kinks here, so bear with me. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Blackford Sports Network. Trying to get things worked out here, but doesn't seem to be working. I don't have any sound. Not sure why I don't have any sound there. Maybe that's what it is. Do we have sound yet? There we go. Now we understand it. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Blackford Sports Network. As I bought a new audio mixer, trying to figure everything out. Missed a couple buttons here and there, so we'll get started here shortly. The Bruins are trailing the Monroe Central Bears 21-17. We're just now coming back from halftime. So, as usual, we are going to just broadcast the game on video with no audio. I'll come in and give a few updates if needed, but otherwise we'll just let you guys watch, and then we'll come back for the varsity game where the Bruins are hosting the Monroe Central Bears.
Foul is on number 35, Kennedy. His first, team first in the half. At the line will be number 20, Baker, shooting 2. 3 by number 3, Elam. Fouls on number 15 of the Bears, Patterson, his third, team second.
Pressure's on, you got to come up with a catchphrase.
Oh, you mean like the
Kind of what it was.
zap, zap, zap?
Did he say what he was trying to say?
No, he never did. He's going to start doing it with me, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
2 points, Kennedy.
Well, you know, how you like the new job? I guess it's not really new right now. Still
Still
new? Or
Kinda.
feels like the old
Fouls on
same
number
old.
35, Kennedy, his
That's
second, team third.
Like it?
I like it.
Yeah. You were meant for a job like that.
Yeah, it feels kind of natural.
Foul is on
Too good
number
at it.
5, Duncan, his second,
Yeah, we're
team
busy on
fourth.
that.
At
Yeah.
the line, at number 31.
So what kind of things
Hoover.
do you do?
30-second timeout, Blackford.
Timeout Monroe, I'm sorry, timeout Blackford. Both teams still with 4 left. And as we keep going with the game, hopefully everybody can hear now. I've gotten a text message from a good buddy of mine who shall remain nameless, Scott Schick. So hope you can hear me now, buddy. And we'll get back to you here shortly. Yeah, man, Reese did some research. I told Cody, I was like, look, if you want to do this, let me know. I'll buy a bigger audio mixer. Yeah. And, that was all ball. And we can have 3 headsets, because I already have a 3rd headset, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. He was like, I'll have to talk to the wires and this and that.
That was on number 23, Butler, his first, team 6 at the line, number 20, Baker.
Are these pretty expensive? Do I want one of those? Yeah. It's not that bad. Yeah, but I mean, how much different stuff can you do with it? This one you can actually do quite a bit with. So I'll never use all the features that it has. Right. Like I'm sure you can probably put like microphones and stuff in there, can't you? That's what these. Well, like I mean, like one that like have like if we pulled this out, you know what I'm saying? Like a wired mic that they use at like baseball games and stuff. Yeah, these go in these. Okay. That's what these. That's what these are. A wired mic. That's what this is. This is your microphone. Right.
32,
I mean, like these. Like there's some like mics that have like these connections, right? Yeah, that's what these would be for under here. Pretty nice though. But you can the effects. Echo, make your voice echo. Do all this stuff. I don't know what it. So then, what do you do here? You just is this your mic volume right here, and then you can just push that all the way up. These are your mic volumes here. Okay.
basket, 32, Styles, assist, Baker. 2 points, Snyder.
This is all your high lows. I don't know what auxiliary or pan is, so I don't know what any of this does. This actually, these were turned down like these are. Yeah. And I couldn't hear anything in my headset. Like I
Just send me a text when you're off. Yep. Yep.
He must get 3. Blackford just sitting there, not knowing what's going on.
Don't let him catch it, Landon.
Foul number 4 of the Bears. Shoemaker, his first. Team 6 at the line. Number 3, Elam.
Stay on your feet, Cam. Stay on your feet.
What did you say about Don?
He's at the junior high game.
Really?
This boy plays junior high ball.
Fouls on number 42 of the Bruins, Waters. His second. Team 8 at the line. For Monroe Central, number 15, Patterson.
Looks like the cheerleaders got new uniforms.
Yeah, that's kind of why I asked about the.
Nice rebound, Mickey.
Deny him the ball.
Well, you know, man.
Not a thing. Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, you're all right. You're not late.
Boy had basketball over my head.
Fouls on the Bears, number 15, Patterson.
You got pencils over there?
That's his
Yeah,
fifth.
they're in that.
Team 8.
Hang on.
Reporting in for the Bears, number 33, Pike. Fouls number 4 of the Bears, Shoemaker, his second. Team 9 at the line, number 20, Baker.
That's a good one. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's why I know.
pretty sure if I take my dongle here, hook it up to my iPhone, we can accept phone calls from people.
Really?
Yeah, because I've got the
Monroe Central.
equipment. I can plug it in right here
Yeah.
and plug it into here, and it should act like
Score
a
report. The
like your normal
seventh-grade
headset.
Bruin boys have defeated Millwood this evening, 45-22.
I just forgot to break it out. I'm too damn fat to get out now.
Gotta do some practice.
We're live right now. Your mic is turned down.
Okay, good, thanks.
This one's the only one that's up right now. Let's do this.
Yeah. You do that. I got 0 assists last year. Yeah, I was looking at the report. I'm gonna look for who's that 3-point shooter from last year? Who's gone? He played. No.
Izzy Nash.
Not Nash. I'm talking about the kid from Delta.
That's going to play for Monroe?
Yeah. He played for them last year.
Hey. I talked to Chris Landis. He said they don't have anybody.
Really?
He said that kid from Delta is not that good.
They had one kid he shot the free ball. That's all he had.
Yeah.
I think they had Nash. They had Nash. Israel Nash. That's it. They didn't have anybody else.
Yeah.
Fouls on number 42, Waters. His third, team 9 at the line, Shoemaker.
Yeah, Landis was saying that even for us to really blow Monroe pencil out.
I'd like to see that. Another 90-point game,
Yeah.
especially at home going into we got 4 away games next, right?
Yeah.
Especially
Like almost the whole month of December is travel.
Is Saturday's Blue River? Is that an away game?
No, they're all away, man.
Fouls on the Golden Bears, number 4, Shoemaker. His third, team 10 at the line, shooting 2 for the Bruins.
We need to talk
Number 3, Elam.
side tennis.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can put the
There's enough room there, too.
yes. So we can put the scores on. Player scores. I love that. A bunch more.
Oh, they did put more up there. I didn't see that. They put more banners up. Oh, yeah. They just need to put the ball in the hands of that number 4 and let him shoot threes.
2 points, Snyder. Fouls on the Bears, number 24, Snyder. His third, team 10 at the line, shooting 2 for the Bruins. Number 3, Elam.
Well, I knew they had the football.
Three, Shoemaker. Full timeout, Monroe Central.
Snap in real quick. Is people on the line?
Yep, let's do it. He said we want to get a snap in real quick, get some people on the line. Oh, hold on. That's the one that hasn't been used.
Is it?
Yeah.
No. It's this one.
Oh.
This one hadn't been used. sure.
Yeah. Double split. Oh, heck yeah. Here we go.
So could you play music to it too?
Should be able to.
You're not allowed to do that. Oh, really?
Blackford 51, Monroe Central 47.
Darcy said that it's got gels all through it. Like it's got like food in the freezer, like a vest. It's got something else. I don't know what it is. It's like $3 grand.
That wouldn't be the first time we found the day, would it?
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, concessions are located in the main office hallway north of the gymnasium. Restrooms located.
All right, everybody. Good morning and welcome, or good evening and welcome.
Can be found just across the
And
hall
we're
in
going
the
to
northwest corner. Fans are reminded that the Bruin
start the
campus
broadcast
is
here in just a
tobacco
few
free.
minutes. Wrong one. Well, excuse me while I figure things
We want
out
to
here.
recognize our championship level
As I try to
sponsors for
find the
18-19
broadcast. Make sure my
school
volume's
year.
not
They
not
are
too loud.
Aaron Henderson
don't
Law
do that.
Office, ADM Custom Creations,
oh, here it is.
American Wood Bar, Citizen State Bank, Event Print, Hartford City Quality Pallets,
Shouldn't be too bad.
Kevin Mahan, State Farm Agency,
While I figure
Langdon
things out
Brothers
here.
Seeds, Maddox
As I try to
Family
find
Dental
the
Center,
broadcast. Make sure my
Area
volume's not.
General
That doesn't sound too
Hospital,
bad, right?
Perfect Lighting Solutions, Pizza
All
Hut,
right. Yes. Hey.
Raymond
So
James, Road
I got.
Farms,
Oh yeah.
Smith
Sure. Sorry, guys.
Consulting,
So,
TQ Trucking,
as I was saying,
Woodland
good
Family
evening and
Farms,
welcome
and
to Blackford Sports
Woodland
Network,
Condo
home
Rental.
of the Blackford
Thank you
Bruins
for supporting Bruin
athletics here. Basically just basketball right now. I'm actually contemplating coming in Friday for the meet that Blackford wrestling team has against Oak Hill. Just because there's nothing else going on that day, and this is the Bruins Sports Network, and I'd like to get as much of the different kinds of sports or different sports that we have going on here, and giving them a chance to be broadcast live on YouTube as well, so that family and friends can check that out. But before I get going, I need to play a little intro here, and then once we get that, then we'll get into some sponsors, and then I'll introduce my co-host and special guests along tonight, and we'll be right back. Here, let's try that again. Again, trying to learn things. I got a new mixer. All right, so hopefully you got that in there and everything's good to go. So as always, with me here is my co-host Grant Banner. Grant, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you tonight, Steve?
I'm doing all right. And sitting next to Grant is, some of you may recognize his voice when he starts speaking first, but I listened to the live stream from last week's game and just absolutely fell in love with how one of the announcers reacted to some of the plays So I asked him if he would want to come on and be a permanent, and he told me that he could, maybe some of them, maybe not all of them. But please welcome Cody. How you doing, Cody?
Doing great. Appreciate you guys having me out. It was a great time last week, and we're here to watch some Bruin. I'm going to call it Bruin domination.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to this season. I know Cody is. I know Grant is. And the Bruins are looking solid. Struggled early on with Bluffton, but came out and just started dominating after that. And I love the way that you brought that personality to the live stream, and that's why I asked you to come back. And I'm glad that you decided to.
I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, ain't nothing like supporting our community. I love being a Bruin, always been a Bruin, and it's going to be I think it's going to be a great season. It's a great time to be a Bruin. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you two have something over me. I didn't grow up here, so I was never a Bruin. I always made fun of the Bruins coming from Marion High School.
Understandable.
But I'm telling you what, I have, since moving here and being a part of this community, I have grown to love being a Bruin and love supporting the community as well. So looking forward to another solid year here in the gymnasium with the Bruin basketball team, and then hopefully with the rest of their sports, baseball, softball, so on. So already getting text messages with your hashtag, Cody. Already getting text messages. So one thing that I was just talking about, I did buy a new mixer. It has 8 channels on it instead of just the 4 channels before. And one of the things that we have is we now have 3 headsets instead of just the 2. And along with that, I now have it to where you, the fans, can call into my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number, and talk to us. Talk to us through the game. And we don't want you to do that right away, but if you feel like that's something that you guys want to do, maybe later on we'll throw out the old cell phone number and let you guys have a little fun with that. What do you think about that, guys?
I think that'll make it a lot more fun, get everybody else's input on, what they see and, maybe what they're excited about, see what they have to say.
Maybe we could do some prank calls, too, or something.
Absolutely. I think a big thing is getting these people that don't get a chance to come out to the game. Let's get them online. Get them on YouTube, obviously, get them on here. Tell everybody you know.
Absolutely. I know there's at least 2 students that are watching tonight. Both of them are sick, or at least I know they were watching on Saturday, and I know I got a share on my Facebook post, and I believe it's Kyle Crabtree or maybe his brother that is sitting at home not able to make it to the game because he's sick. And we appreciate you staying home, but we also appreciate it that you get better so that you can come back out to these games and be a part of this atmosphere and this great student section that we have. And then the other one, I'm not sure if Bodie Malott is out there today watching, but he was another one that watched your stream Saturday of the Bluffton game, and his mom posted it on Facebook as well. So we appreciate Bodie and Kyle watching the broadcast today, and hopefully we get a Bruin win out of it.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that you guys are oh, yeah, you do need to be louder. I've told you that since football, but you still don't listen to me.
I've never been told that in my life. I got to get used to that.
You could just start by putting the mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
Well, that's better. I hope it suffices for Levi.
There you go. Levi, glad you're watching. And make sure you give Grant a hard time. So, as I was saying, what are some of the things that you guys are looking for today? I know, Cody, you said you were looking for one of the Monroe Central boys to be a solid player.
Yeah, I think we got we got a 3-point shooter on their team. From what I've been told, I remember last year. I mean, Nash is gone this year. I don't really know. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I've heard things, but we're going to see it. Obviously, I believe this is their first real game, correct?
Is it really?
I think so. I think they made
ladies and gentlemen, we want to recognize victory level
But what I will tell you is that I know the Blackford Bruins and their school spirit tonight. I know they're doing Silent Night from what I've been told, and I think the first 10 points we're going to be quiet. Heck, we might even throw a little whisper. We might start whispering while we're at it until we get it in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean,
is it the first 10? I thought it was just the first point.
I think it's the first 10 points. You're not supposed to talk to the first 10 points. I mean, that's going to be really hard for me, obviously. I don't think that's possible, actually. So but maybe we'll just do a little whisper, and I don't want to get noticed too much. But
yeah, we don't want to be the loudest things in the stadium.
No, I mean, I'm used to it, but let's be honest. Want to support the Bruins here.
Yeah, exactly. So for the first few minutes of the game, we're probably going to be silent here. We're not going to do a play-by-play. We'll just run the camera. And we will participate in the Silent Night as well. I completely forgot that was tonight. So, Grant, what are some of the things that you're looking for out of Monroe Central?
You know, Steve, last year, the game between Monroe Central and Blackford was probably one of the most exciting games of the year. Obviously, Monroe Central did lose what was, I'm assuming, their best player from last year. He was competing with Luke, and they were going back and forth. But I'm excited to see what Monroe Central develop with the rest of their guys. I know they have some guys that returned. It looks like they got at least 2 or 3 seniors here and 4 or 5 juniors.
Right, absolutely.
So they definitely have some seniority on their roster. But, just watching the past 2 games, the scoring by everybody, that's good and everything. But the passes that the Bruins have been making, makes it really excited, and that's what I think I'm going to be excited to watch tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add, I was looking through old photos on my phone last night. I'm sorry, not last night, a couple nights ago, this weekend, and found the scoreboard. I took a picture of the scoreboard, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like 68-67 or 68-69.
I think it was 68-67. I think you're right, yeah. I had it on my phone, too.
I just went through those and remembered that game and how crazy it was. And it was back and forth and back and forth. And not too many people know, but there was a Monroe Central cheerleader that we had gotten on video who was doing her tumbling across the court and completely flopped and landed on her head.
I forgot about that.
And I was we unfortunately we laughed about it.
She was all right though. That was great.
She was definitely all right. She got back up and continued to cheer for the rest of the game. So hopefully we don't have any mishaps like that again tonight. And hopefully everybody gets to go home safe and injury free.
Absolutely. Two things I really remember about last year. I remember both these things really well. Number one was, I think about 3 things. I remember that now, what you were talking about. Number 2 was I remember inviting the person to my left, Grant Banner, to the game. I even invited to driving.
And he didn't come.
And he didn't come. And I sent him the picture of the scoreboard afterwards, and it had the score of all the players on the right-hand side, and he was very upset that he didn't take me up on my offer. I also remember Luke Brown set a state record for freshman scoring, the most points scored in a game by a freshman at 48 points.
Was it 40? I thought it was 49 originally, but
48. That's correct.
Yes, and that was one of the the electricity in the crowd on both teams were just, it just sent chills through your spine as you were sitting there watching it.
I lost my voice. I know for sure I did.
Oh, I did too. And I believe, I'm not sure, I don't think I started Facebook Living that game, but after that I started Facebook Living because people needed to see that.
Absolutely.
And that was the game that actually got this broadcast started.
Really?
Yes, because after that game I was like, wait a second, I should start doing this on Facebook Live, and then I realized, man, my battery's not strong enough to handle that. So I started bringing little portable chargers to have my phone help out. And then I don't know if you guys know who John Hendricks is.
Absolutely.
John Hendricks sent me a Facebook message because somebody had asked me if I was going to do that for baseball. And he said, hey, if you're looking to do something like that, you need to get a hold of this guy, Scott Mincer. And I got a hold of Scott, and he helped me out with the Voice Sports Network. And if you guys don't want to watch us, the Voice Sports Network was also at Bluffton, and he did a fine job. Other than calling Luke Brown Lucas Brown for the first opening part of the game, he does a fantastic job. But I wanted to do this on my own, wanted to have, more equipment. I want to eventually get a MacBook so that I can have a better setup, do instant replay. But that game is how this got started.
Wow.
So, exciting times here as Monroe Central seems to have gone to the locker room already. The Bruins still out there warming up. But can't wait to get this thing going now. We know what we're expecting from the Monroe Central. What are we expecting from the Bruins?
Well, I'll tell you right now, they just said it over the loudspeaker right there. Number one, Blackford Bruins are always known for their sportsmanship.
Yes.
First and foremost, I can't tell you how many letters the athletic department has received from officials and fans and parents of everybody else of the other teams. Number one. Number two, to be honest, I look for Luke Brown in this home crowd to take charge and the Bruins fans to just erupt this place. I don't think you'll be able to end. We got 5 minutes till the probably about the national anthem time. I do not believe you will be able to hear yourself think once you're inside. Once that 5 minutes is up, national anthem, you won't be able to hear yourself. I really don't think so. I see Luke Brown. Volleyball line all day. It's Browntown back there, bud.
The funny thing is I did watch that Voice Sports Network. I went back, I watched yours until you brought up your new hashtag, which we're going to have another special guest later on who's going to talk to us a little bit more about that hashtag.
All right.
But I noticed that in pregame, he sat there where he hit a couple, I want to say his first 2-3 points were right there at the volleyball line. And he was sitting there draining them as the Scott Mincer and his co-host were talking about how good Luke was. But they were calling him Lucas Brown.
Yeah.
But they were sitting there talking about how good he was. But I don't think they saw that he was sitting there draining them from the volleyball line. And when it came time that he was draining them during the game, the announcers kept saying, his co-host kept saying, boy, that would just get tiring. I wouldn't like to play with someone like that. And I just kept thinking to myself, how could you say that when for the past 2 years he's done that not only to your team, but every team that we've played that he's been able to play in? Because obviously last year at Jay County he got injured.
Correct.
And wasn't able to finish out the season. But how could you say that about a kid when he's sitting there in warm-ups draining them from that spot, draining them in the game, in somebody's face, and you as an announcer, you can't just sit there and say, well, this kid, I'd get tired of that.
And that's the thing. People think they get tired of it. So you actually see it. You're in a game, and it's when the pressure's on, the kid, he literally feeds off of it.
Yes, he does.
It's here goes the Blackford Bruin fight song. Like I said, it's going to be hard for everyone involved here. It's probably going to get loud again. But like I said, the kid feeds on the crowd pumping up. I mean, like I said, I think he's gained 30 pounds just since last year. He had that knee problem last year, the growing thing.
The Osgood Slaughter.
Yeah, he had that last year. You don't have knee braces on this year.
No, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Probably gained, 5 inches? 4 or 5?
He went from, I want to say, 5'9", 5'10", to now 6'.
He's 6'1".
6'1".
6'1" right now.
So he gained at least 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm telling you that you can look at him. He's not the same. He's not the same guy. He doesn't look the same.
We watched a video last year because the Voice Sports Network was here, sitting over in that corner over there to our right, and they announced, and you could see the size difference from Luke last year to Luke this year. Yeah. And he has definitely put on weight. And luckily, I know Luke somewhat personally. Him and my daughter are friends, and they talk a lot. They go hang out a lot. But if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong about how this happened, but he was very self-conscious about how small he was last year.
Really?
And he put in a lot of time in the off season in the weight room to put on this size because he knew he was going to need it.
Absolutely.
The older that he got and the more that these teams figured out who he was. I've already seen Jay County has someone here watching. And I want to say that I walked by an Indiana Wesleyan car, a car marked with Indiana Wesleyan, unsure if they're here for just to watch him or watch the team, or if maybe they've got a student somewhere. I don't know. But there was an Indiana Wesleyan car here. But the one thing that I have noticed this year as opposed to last year is there's not as many fans in the stands.
I find that really weird.
Don't you?
I really do. I was thinking about that earlier. Now, I drove in this evening. I drove in a little late. You guys obviously know that. That's who I am, right? But like you make an entrance, obviously. But the thing that I was thinking is I drove in. The parking lot seemed full, but I come in here, there's not as many fans as I actually thought there would be.
No. The reason is not only is there basketball going on tonight, but there is swim. There's a swim meet tonight.
Makes sense.
So that's why we have all the cars in the parking lot. But I would love to see at least 2,000 more cars in that parking lot. We have enough room for it.
Biggest parking lot in the state.
Even with the construction that's going on on the south side of the building, there's still plenty of room on the west side, and we need to get more cars in that lot.
It's time to get Bruin Nation rose up. I'm telling you right now, this very well could be the Blackford Bruins year. I'm telling you, I think that I saw Luke Brown on the news at the end of last year. He wants to see a regional title up on that wall. We got some new banners up there. Let's get it put on there. I think that with our support of the fans and the boosters of the Blackford Bruins, I think we have that. I really do.
I would love to see it. Going to be a rough go going through Newcastle. I can't remember the name of the kid last year, the really tall kid, big body, built. He was only a junior last year, and he's back this year with Newcastle. But he was their leading scorer against us.
Yep.
And with that, we're going to take a little bit of a break.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem played by the Bruin Pep Band under the direction of Bethany Alvarado. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing until the colors leave the floor.
And that's your
At
Bruin
this time,
color
ladies and
guard.
gentlemen, we want your attention at center court for a couple presentations. First presenting two former Bruin athletes. Our first Bruin this evening led her 3 years in football, twice in basketball, and twice in track and field. He was quarterback of the 1973 state runner-up football team, a member of the 1974 sectional championship basketball team, and at one time held the 220-yard dash record in track and field. He went on to start at quarterback for 3 years at Dakota Wesleyan in Mitchell, South Dakota. He still lives in South Dakota, but returned recently to visit family and to catch up on Blackford Bruin basketball. Let's give a nice round of applause to 1974 grad, Mr. Jeff Perry.
Jeff Perry being recognized here at center court.
Our second former Bruin was boys basketball manager for 3 years, including the 1984 sectional champions. He played 3 years of varsity baseball and was part of 3 sectional championships and 1 regional championship team. He was part of a combined no-hitter thrown by 4 pitchers in 1985, and he threw a no-hitter against Southern Wells in the sectional game in 1986. He was a very successful softball and baseball coach, leading both Bruin programs to a #1 ranking. His softball teams won 7 straight sectionals at one point and made back-to-back straight trips to the state finals. He and John Straub are the only 2 coaches in Blackford High School history to lead 8 teams to sectional titles. Mr. Chris Landis.
Chris Landis as well being recognized at center court.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have Coach Jerry Hoover. We'd like to recognize
And Coach
him.
Jerry
Although
Hoover being
despite the fact
recognized
he does not like
for being
recognition,
selected
we
into
want to
the
take this time to
Indiana High School
congratulate
Basketball
coaches who
Hall
have
of
been
Fame
recently
for
voted
coaches.
into the Indiana Basketball Coaches Association
Wow.
Hall of Fame.
That's an amazing. That's amazing.
Coach Hoover will be one of 12 members of the 58th induction class to be honored
84
this
years
month.
old,
Let's give a big round of
still
applause
coaching,
for Hall of
still
Famer
has it,
Coach
and
Jerry Hoover.
going to finish out his time in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
So, with that, I think we're going to have the starting lineups. And just to,
At this time, ladies and gentlemen,
I had
we'll
some
want your attention
updates
for this
here.
evening's starting
Gillis.
lineups.
Gillis
First
was
for
the guy that I was
visiting
talking
Golden
about.
Bears
Thanks
of
to
Monroe
Scott
Central
Schick.
High School.
He sent me a text and let me know about that. Also,
At one
7th
guard,
grade
the
Bruins
5'8"
win
freshman,
45-22 at home versus
Jackson
Elwood.
Allman.
Absolute.
8th
Great.
grade Bruins are up 23-17 versus Elwood at the half.
It's Will Jones.
That is amazing. That's awesome. You know, that's where we need to be. You know,
Yes.
it's a kids. You know, it's a youth, because that's who's coming up. You know what I mean? I can't wait. I really can't. I'm excited to see what Bruins have coming up. I really am.
I am too. You have to be. You have to start at the younger levels. And that's something that I learned back when my son was in youth baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And Blackford went to Wabash for tournaments for T-ball, went to Wabash for tournaments for Little League, the All-Stars, and they always lost.
Yep.
And their excuse was, well, we're from Blackford.
Not no more.
And there was a guy that came in and said, no longer are you a loser because you came from Blackford. You are now winners. And he started by changing that culture. And that was Ryan Heaston.
Yes.
And unfortunately, some things happened within his family that he wasn't able to coach anymore. But he taught those kids who are out there on the court now. Brandon Strobel.
That's the junior class, right?
Yes.
Junior class.
Brandon Strobel, Peyton Hurd,
Dalton Willman.
Dalton Willman.
Caleb Mealy's out down there.
Mealy's out there. There's several kids. Even in the football program, you see Joey Payne out there. He wasn't coached by him, but Joey Payne, just being friends with these kids,
Absolutely.
was like, yeah, you're right. We're no longer losers. We are all winners. And they changed the culture, and you could start to see it once they became freshmen, that they started changing the culture of the students. And I hope that kind of thing continues, because I know you have kids in the lower levels.
Absolutely.
And I know a friend of yours and a guy that I worked with, Jimmy Heflin, has kids that are down there as well. And I know he's not going to accept, well, we're losers because we're from Blackford.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So now the game has started, and we're going to be quiet now until the 10th point is scored.
2 points, Luke Brown. Fouls on the Bruins. Number 14, Willman, his first, team first. Jones. Basket, Mark White. Two points, Manship.
Sam, it's because we're not talking. It's silent
Foul
night.
on the Bears, number 42, Manship, his second, team second. Into the game.
Somebody
for the Bears,
text Cody
number
and said,
22,
"Can't hear you
Devin
guys."
Evans.
We're not talking yet. 4 more points. You want him?
Fouls on the Bears, number 23, Fiola, his first, team third. Into the game for the Bears, Matheny. Foul is on number 23 of the Bears field at his second, team fourth. Basket's good by White. He'll be at the line shooting one. In the game for the Bears, number 44, Braun.
longest 4 minutes of
Finally.
my life.
Oh, my goodness.
Ugh.
That was rough.
I don't think I've ever heard Cody be silent for that long.
I think my eye's twitching. Is it? I'm pretty sure. Holy cow.
What a 4 minutes. I'm telling you what, that was hard to keep quiet. You got Brandon Strobel now for another 2, and now we've got a timeout called by Monroe Central, and probably a good idea because the Bruins were starting on a roll. 13-6, they went 7-0 within the last few seconds or few minutes.
Yeah.
So,
couple quick things I forgot to mention, and we talked a lot about Luke Brown, right?
yeah.
Let's not forget the last time we were here, the last time we were in the Blackford Bruins arena here, Brandon Strobel.
Led in scoring until the end of the game.
29 points. Might as well call him Strobe Light because he's blinding everybody with them threes. You know what I mean?
Yes, he does, and he has been that way since I can remember.
Absolutely. Remember that Southern Wells game last year? Won the game for us.
Yes.
Drained that 3 from the corner.
Over here in the corner.
Yep.
There's Facebook video all over the place of him scoring that, and you can't hardly see after he scores because the cameras are shaking because of the electricity that was in the building that night.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, I got a lot of friends from Southern Wells, so that made me feel real good.
It made a lot of us feel good. I remember I was sitting right down there where my wife and my mom and my dad are sitting tonight, and that's our usual seat. And, man, when he hit that, as soon as he let it go, I mean, I had a great view of it, and I called it. I said, that's it.
Absolutely.
Rebound by Luke. Giving it off to Dalton Willman.
2 points, Willman.
And that's the thing that you just can't stop something like that. You can't stop a player who's able to dish it off to that open guy. You can double and triple team him like Bluffton tried to Saturday. But the fact is he's going to find the open guy, and he's going to give it to him.
Well, how about that right there? Look, there's another pass. But what I'm saying is, how about that defensive play back there?
Yes.
Up in the air, didn't touch the ball, but it caused him to miss the shot.
Yep.
Absolutely phenomenal. Next thing, I said I had 3 things, right?
Yep.
Number 2. Against Bluffton. Broom ball. Against Bluffton. Nate Brown was out with an injury. Our tallest guy, 6'3", out with an injury. Starter. Still ain't starting tonight, but he's dressed. He's got face guard on. He's ready to roll.
Got the face mask on. I was talking to him Saturday at the game because something that you two may not know is my son is the one who broke his nose in practice.
Good job,
And so I had to joke around with Nate a little bit at the game and told him, hey, that's what you get for messing with my boy. Mm-hmm. And he took it all in good stride. I asked him, how bad is it? Because he didn't look that bad. His nose was a little swollen.
Yeah.
And he said that it was just displaced a little bit, just enough to bother him and make his nose run, and that was it. And he said that he wanted to play today. And I talked to his dad a little bit, and he said, yeah, it's going to be hard to keep him off the court.
Absolutely.
So I told him, I said I would go get the mask because it was offered to him. So I told him, I was like, I'd get the mask, just let him play. It's his senior year.
Absolutely.
Don't take that away from him. If you can let him in there and to where he'd be comfortable doing it, let him have it. And it looks like they did. Unfortunately, he's not starting tonight. But hopefully we see him on the court.
I'd look to see him playing tonight. I'd look to see him playing for sure. He's I'm telling you, there's a new thing going on with the Bruins, and it's pure. It's I call it pure aggression.
Yes,
these boys are here to play.
One thing that you never saw under the previous coaches since I was watching, last second, and it's in! Oh my God! What a job at the buzzer! A 3-pointer off the glass, and I don't know what happened, but he turned around and looked at the coach like, "Did you say something?"
Wow.
I think he thought. I think the coach may have said something to him because he just kind of turned around and looked at him like, "What?"
I'm telling you, that was 6 foot behind the arc. I called that out there in Browntown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's where we're at.
That's definitely in Browntown. All right, stand by. We're going to go through a couple of ads here, And we'll be back after this. And we're back. And I apologize for cutting that last one off, but we're back live here. And I'm getting getting quite a few text messages from people telling me that their family's watching and that they're watching, and we appreciate you guys watching the live stream here at Blackford Sports Network.
Rebound, Mark.
A rebound.
Is that 4 offensive rebounds for Mark White?
Hey, he's definitely pulling them down tonight.
He's putting in work down there, and he's putting it right back up, and he's doing a pretty good job with that. I know.
Oh,
he's got
Luke
a few
with the
points off
steal.
of it.
Just walked right up and took it from him. Now standing at the 3, and he's a little off. I would have rather have seen him just take that one in and get the easy layup, but
Tell you what, call Luke Brown. Better call Dora the Explorer there. He's like Swiper the Fox. Swiping that ball.
And one thing that I'm surprised of with Monroe Central is that they're not getting the ball into this kid that just now had it, number 23, Sam Fiola.
He's a monster, isn't he?
He definitely looks bigger than anybody else out on the court.
Well, I'm going to say anybody else except for one player. There's one player down there that I forgot to mention, and that was the number 3 thing I was going to say. He's a Minimums boys down there. I really feel like he is. Dalton Willman. He's a tank. Look at him. He's a tank.
Dalton has definitely, again, he's another one. He's a part of that junior class. Good friends, all of them together. And his workout routine and how much he pays attention to his diet as a sophomore last year alone was just crazy. Strobel for 3.
Oh, strobe light blinding him with the 3 ball. Telling you, last year I watched Dalton Willman Snapchat. Someone showed me a snap or something. Oh, Strobel with the ball coming in. Another 2 points for him. Anyway, the kid was deadlifting over what appeared to be over 500 pounds, man.
I seen that.
He can't weigh, 185? I don't even know. They got it on here. 185? I don't know. Deadlifting 500 pounds. Give me a break.
The reason he did that, if I'm not mistaken, is there was a kid over at Miss Senegal who posted that he was deadlifting 600 pounds.
Okay.
As a senior. I want to say it was Trey Jones.
Okay, yep.
And Dalton was like, okay, let's do this. And that's when he posted that same video, deadlifting the 500.
Defense.
Wow.
Get the rebound.
Mark White
Blackford,
again.
Blackford's still getting the rebounds here. Oh, Luke rolling it off his fingertips. Can't get it to fall in. Back to Monroe Central. Monroe Central seems to have slowed the game down a lot here. It looks like I've taken too many points here, too. Scores. Oh, it is 27. That one over there says 25. And another rebound by the Bruins. Andrew Beckley. Luke finding. Oh, Mark White. And no foul. Oh, they did get the foul called. And he had a hold of Dalton Willman's arm, so that's definitely a foul. The Monroe Central fans not happy about it sitting here in front of us, but I think they know. And look here, look who's coming in.
His first team
Nate
fifth
Brown.
at line, number 14.
You know, right there, that's what I was getting at with the passing that we were talking about earlier. You know, Luke, we know Luke's going to make good passes, no-look passes, everything like that, but the pass from Mark White was better, in my opinion, right there, to have his awareness. You know, Dalton wide open for the layup and then gets fouled and makes both free throws.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little off balance, wasn't going to be able to do anything with it, but he saw Dalton Willman across the court coming in and handed it off to him and gave him that easy layup, which he got fouled and then scores the 2 free throws. Now, if I remember right, Dalton missed the only 2 free throws he shot last week at Bluffton, which is very uncharacteristic of Dalton.
I think he shot 3, actually.
Did he shoot 3?
He was 2 for 3. Or
I'm
sorry, 1 for 3. Yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
I know he missed 2 in that there at the beginning. I think it was at the beginning of the game.
You know, judging by what I've heard about
Monroe Central driving in for the easy 2.
what I've heard about Coach Hoover, I'm sure Dalton missing 2 out of the 3. He probably practiced some free throws this week.
Yeah, if I had to guess. And then, Mark White, don't dribble. Just go ahead and go up with that ball.
Was that a triple team on Luke Brown? Sort of looked like. Had 3 people above the three-point line guarding him.
Yes. Bluffton tried the same thing last week, and you see how well that fared for him.
Yep. Hey, there's old Nate Brown in the game. Like I said, I'm glad we saw him fighting for the rebound there.
Nate Brown, definitely. And now Drake Rams here.
Oh,
one of the kids.
Senior.
One of the kids that I think that the student section really enjoys watching play basketball. And I loved seeing him Saturday at the game. He pulled down 2 or 3 rebounds while he was in. Luke Brown off the glass.
Not only that, the first game of the year here at home, he had like 6 or 8 points within like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody got in foul trouble, and he came in, and he did a really good job of coming in and doing the job he needed to do.
2 points, Patterson.
I'd like to see a Bruin step in front of that and take a charge there.
Right. And the charge master is Mark White. Mark White's the guy that you want on the court to draw that charge. Tries to get it off the corner of the rim, but no good.
You know, and I think it's actually Cody that I was talking about. I was trying to remember who I was talking to, but about these teams double and triple teaming Luke. I don't really see the point in it because he's going to score. But, you know, you got 3 people on him, and he's going to find the open person, and it's just making easy points for the Bruins.
Yeah, the only way to guard Luke Brown, in my opinion, is to guard him man-on-man, face guard him, keep somebody in his face. And even at that, he's going to get open and have a shot at any shot he wants, or he's just going to drive around you.
Exactly.
And
Look at
there
that.
He goes.
Look at that.
Dishes it off to Andrew Beckley, gets the assist.
Do you think there's actually like I don't know if it's a superpower or what, but it's like a peripheral vision. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's got to be more than most.
He sees the court better than anyone, and it's something that I think he's just worked on. And
jump ball, nice job.
I think Ramsey thought he was going to draw the foul.
Wow, impressive. I almost attribute I think of it just like this. I think of it Luke Brown's vision of the court, almost like that Tiger Woods golf game. You know, when you're looking at the green when you're putting.
3 in and out by Jackson Olam. Julian Olam. But yeah, you're right. He just has an awareness of the court. Drops that 3.
Give it to him.
The dish from Andrew Beckley straight to him. He was calling for it the whole time. Hey, give me the ball. I'm feeling it over here. This kid's not anywhere near me. Let me drain this one right now. It's almost like he's trying to get them to guard him closer, to double team him.
Yep.
Oh, a nice 3 by Matheny.
I'm going to tell you, see Luke Brown shooting a 3 like that, if you're wearing gold and brown, you better be a little nervous because I'm telling you, he's look at him. Oh goodness.
Oh, he wanted that one.
Are you serious?
See, that's the one thing. I don't think this Blackford team has really gotten used to him yet because right there, Nate Brown, instead of just turning around and shooting that jump shot, he's dribbling once and not really being aggressive to go to the basket. And that's the one thing that we need to see from these Bruins. If they do that, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to go farther into the regionals and pick us up a regional banner this year.
Oh, and like we were talking about earlier, the Newcastle and the sectional, they're going to be the big opponent. But I think Blackford's got the talent to do this. Just judging by what we've seen the first 2 games out of Blackford, they got a good defensive squad, and
less than a minute.
They can score points.
Less than a minute and a half. The Bruins slowing down here. Ball down to Nate Brown. Oh, he tries to get it down to Ramsier, and that may be a result of that mask that he's wearing, just trying to get used to the vision that he's seeing.
In the game for Blackford, number 31, Hoover.
And here comes Fiola back in the match, back in the game. 32.4 left.
Fiola.
And I was wondering why they pulled him in the first place. Is he a senior? Or?
I think he's a
junior.
Junior, yeah, but
a 6'2" junior. That kid would be in the game if I were the coach.
He's only got 2 fouls.
Oh, that's why they pulled him then. 2 fouls. You got to let him sit, take a little breather. Runs into his own player. Oh, a nice-looking three by Matheny again. Oh, Luke, I think he's got 6'5". Drops a 2. That one's good. That should do it for the half. Yeah, last second attempt to go up is no good. And with that, let me go ahead and finish this ad, and then we'll come right back. All right, we're back, and a special guest, our second special guest, Jordan Massey here with Clothing as a Canvas. Jordan, how you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing well. So I posted a video on Facebook here recently, and you made a comment on it, and I just want to know if you're serious.
Hey, if the people want it, we can make it happen.
I think the people want it. I know I want one.
I think I want 3.
Huh? Yeah.
I got to have a few.
I want to wear this thing to the games.
So we got 4 new basketball shirts coming this year, so I figure it could make its way on the back of one of them.
Oh, that's nice.
Uh-oh.
That's nice. That's what we actually brought you down here for, is you said that you had some new shirt designs that you were going to bring out here at one of the home games, I thought.
Yeah, I was hoping to do a design for this game. I didn't know when it was going to be. but I had a design that was an all-white shirt with white printing on it for the whiteout night, but didn't quite make it. Maybe next year.
Yeah, we need to get with Denise and have her get with you maybe a couple weeks or so before, and that way we can have those, because I know a lot of people love the designs that you put on your shirts, and I know I love that Fear is a Liar shirt.
Yeah,
the
a lot of fun with that one.
The Hoover shirt from last year.
Yeah.
Even though, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I was approached by Jerry Brown, and he said only someone from Blackford would be caught dead in that shirt. And it didn't dawn on me until my wife said, well, you know he went to Purdue, right? And then it dawned on me, yes, okay, now I understand where he was going with it. So your shirts are amazing. And then we have a mutual friend in Jordan McCammon.
Yes, you can call it that.
And Jordan and I were talking here recently that you actually hand-painted Coach Waters, the coach of the girls' basketball team. You hand-painted his shoes.
Yep.
Now, I seen your shoes on Facebook, and I swore they were ironed on. And I wondered, I looked at them things probably 10, 15, 20 times and could not figure out how you ironed those on.
That was all paintbrush.
All hand done.
Wow.
So you have some artistic talent here, which is why I wanted to do some work with you. And you got with me, and we have built a relationship here. And this is the first time we've ever talked face-to-face.
It is.
And we need to talk more, because I really want you to do some things for me. And I know that if you're out there listening, if you haven't seen some of Jordan's creations, you have to look him up on Facebook at Clothing is a Canvas, because he posts things on there that are just amazing. And if he's not friends with you on Facebook, on his personal account, he posts some things there as well.
Yeah.
Did you do other stuff besides the shirts, right?
Oh yeah, we do basically whatever anyone asks of me. I'm always up for a challenge, and I guess one of my major flaws is I have a little bit of OCD mixed with some ADD, so I get bored real easy, and I want to move on to the next thing. So whenever someone brings something new to me that I think I can do, I love to try it.
Yeah.
So we've done stuff like baseball mitts, bags. I've printed bats, helmets, just anything to do with baseball. And that came from just kids losing their stuff in the dugouts and parents dumping all this money into baseball and someone else's kid leaving with it. And so they threw me a little bit of money to make sure that their kid's equipment came home with him. And then we started doing the basketball shirts. And like I said, we did the Hoover shirt. We did the Fear is a Liar shirt. We did the Lighthouse Bruin shirts.
I haven't seen those yet.
They actually gave 300 shirts away at a football game.
Really?
Yeah, it's
was that through the Lighthouse Church then? Okay.
And so I've got a bunch of projects that I do personally that I've been working on for about a year now. Really hoping to launch about this winter. So I have a lot of stuff that's unreleased, no one's seen other than probably McCammon.
Yeah, McCammon has a tendency to start wearing a shirt, and I'm looking at him going, hey, where'd you get that shirt? And he was like, I can't tell you.
Okay.
So,
You need to say that thing again. You got to make that your thing.
so what are some? I noticed that some of the other things that you've done on your Facebook page is you clean shoes.
Hey, lost me.
Yeah, I lost you.
Yeah, that started with I was watching some videos on the internet. I was like, man, I think I can do that. And I worked for the city. And so my garbage guys brought me in a pair of Jordans that were just destroyed. And they were like, there's no way you can fix these. And so we remade them into a Louis Vuitton collaboration. Those are my trash to treasure because they came out of the garbage. So I figured throw some Louis V on there.
That was impressive. That's when I think I was like, wait a second. And I want to say that after I seen those shoes, that's when I had to request you as a friend on Facebook.
Thanks.
Because the things that you were doing on Facebook just blew my mind. So that's why I'm glad you got a hold of me.
I saw you starting this, and my wife's from Missinawall, and they've got like a crazy station like this. And I'm like, man, I just wish Blackford had this. So when you were starting, I was really excited, and I just wanted to help any way that I could.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you did, because the logos that you did for me are rock solid. I was like, yes, that is perfect for what I wanted. And I'm glad that again that you got a hold of me. And you were talking about your wife. And I don't know if you know this or not. I was talking to your wife when I picked up my Fear is a Liar shirts. But you and I have a common friend in your wife's mother.
Yeah?
Your wife's mother was in the room when both of my kids, Peyton and Alexa, were born.
Yeah, she's delivered quite a few children. Actually, this Saturday is her last day. She's finally retiring.
Yeah, that's what your wife was telling me.
Yep. I love Mindy. She's great.
Mindy Heimlich.
Yep.
I'll never forget her. She was. She's actually a friend of my mother-in-law. And when we came up to the delivery room, my wife was like, "Oh, I'm so glad Mindy's here." And she stuck around, and she stayed there until Peyton was born. And then my daughter came the following year in the same month, August, and lo and behold, there was Mindy right when my daughter was ready to be delivered. And Mindy actually delivered most of my daughter until Dr. Blackman, who is Jalen Blackman and James Blackman's mother from Marion High School.
Okay.
She was our doctor that delivered both of our kids, but Mindy was the one that was there the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
So we have that special bond now.
Hold it close.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm glad you stopped by.
Yeah.
This has been something we've been trying to do for the last 2 home games.
Yeah, that was my fault.
That's all right. No big deal. So with that, clothing is a canvas.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Nope. Just keep looking at it. Keep sharing the love, and I'm going to keep trying to bring fresh new stuff. That's really where last year we started coming to games, and we were trying to make it every game, and I was looking at these kids, and I was like, man, they're wearing the same shirts I was wearing when I was in high school 10 years ago. No one's done anything with this yet, so we've got a new line coming out called Hype School, and I've basically taken trending styles of today and big brands today and morphed it into high school spirit wear.
Nice.
So there's only a few people that've seen it, but it should be coming this winter, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Sweet, man. Once you've finished it and you're ready, you let us know.
Oh, yeah.
And we will change your ad on here.
Okay.
To make it to represent this
awesome.
new line coming out.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, thanks, Steve.
Yep. All right, sorry about that. We're back. Trying to go through all these text messages you guys have been sending me, but this one's actually kind of important. 8th grade Bruins, I want to say this is going to be girls, right? 7th grade girls won 64-3 at Elwood. 64-3, the 7th grade girls. 8th grade girls won 52-17 at Elwood, and the 8th grade Bruin boys win at home 40-36 versus Elwood.
Yes. Good deal.
Yes, so the future is looking bright here in Blackford. I think I forgot to put a 3 up somewhere. Well, maybe. Touch screens, man, they're finicky, aren't they? So other things, you guys have any shout-outs you want to give? Anybody that's watching that has been texting you? Nice job by Luke Brown. Driving into the lane.
Let's see here.
I don't get any texts.
Jump ball.
You do the Snapchat?
I don't do either. I had to shut my phone down earlier because I got too many of them, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I'll go ahead with mine here. A good friend of mine said that his dad is on a fishing trip with 2 other Blackford alumni, Mark Callahan and David Neff. watching the game live from their camper.
That is awesome. My goodness. That's Bruin Nation. I'm telling you right now. We talk about Bruin Nation all the time. That's it. That's it.
Watching the game live from their camper on a camping trip.
Goodness. Double team here on Luke Brown.
Yep. And he's going to find and Dalton Willman just kind of freezes for a second. And there they are back to double teaming him.
Uh-oh.
And unfortunately, that's not going to work for you because Luke Brown, just misses one.
Rare miss there.
Yes, it is. Well, yeah, can you really say that? Because he went like, what, 1 for 8 or 1 for 9? 1 for 8 in the home opener.
1 for
and then
8.
at Bluffton, he missed probably 5 or 6 before he finally hit one, didn't he?
I think he missed 2 before he hit 1. I think altogether he missed 4.
Is that what it was?
I think.
Yeah, I think he
a nice looking 3.
misses his first 2, then he hit 1, and then missed 2 more, and then after that
After that, he might as well just started throwing them with one hand.
He was. There was no missing after that.
Bruins up 17 here. Shoot that ball, Willman.
Again, yeah. I think they get.
Oh, it's off.
That was a little off. Allum was the one who hit that 3 from Monroe Central. Now has the ball bringing it up the court.
You know, and what gets me about Monroe Central, it looks like they try to play a slower style of basketball, but they're down 17 points, and they're still just keeping that same pace. You'd think they'd pick it up a little bit here.
Isn't the old adage, turtle wins the race?
Turtle wins the race, but when he's only got 3 feet, that ain't going to help.
A nice drive by Allum again for 2 more. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the announcer that's going to be a charge. They called the block.
What's in there? He's hurt. That ain't good. Sit for a minute, bud.
Foul is on number 42, Manship, his 4th.
Maybe just
Was his feet over his head? That's kind of what it looked like.
He was
his
up there.
knee was up in his chin, it looked like. And the head coach of Monroe Central and the referee now talking about the foul. Luke Brown drains his first one.
In for the Bears, number 44, Brown.
That's 4 fouls.
Hey, Grant, you have to start talking louder. That's another one for Luke Brown. And Grant, I get text message after text message.
Is that better?
Because nobody can hear you.
Is this better?
I don't know. I think it's just you. I don't know that we could turn it up loud enough to put you on the map.
All right. Well, I'll just start talking louder then. How about that?
That's what we need from
Help.
you. A drive in, and there's 2 more for Monroe Central. Will Jones with 2 now.
Luke did hit that second free throw, right?
Yes.
Luke driving around, taking it to the lane, stops, drops.
Did he decide to do something different? He's just going straight at it tonight, or right in the second half here already.
Yes. It doesn't look like he's going to keep draining threes. He just wants to take the easy bucket. Ooh.
There's a rare foul on Luke Brown. Foul.
I don't know that there wasn't
he
much.
called that on Dalton.
Oh, he called that on Dalton. Wow.
I was going to say, if that one was on Luke Brown, there was very minimal contact.
I was going to say, that was wild.
And, hey, I just got a better. So you're doing
yes,
better.
so I got one, too.
Okay.
That's better. I think that's the second one I've got tonight. You've got one. That's 3. I think that's a record.
I don't get no betters.
Someone just sent me a text message. Wait, Grant is commentating tonight, too?
I got a Snapchat from my cousin, Sarah Atkinson, Bruin alumni.
Yeah.
She's with her daughter now. She goes to Yorktown, so don't hold that against her. She's some stud softball player down there. I think she's a sophomore this year, maybe a freshman, I'm not sure. But she's at softball practice. Is it even softball season?
It's always softball
Oh, I'm
season.
telling you what, that girl, I've seen that. That girl's amazing.
It is always softball season.
Whoa. What was that?
that I'm a little dumbfounded by that one too, because it looked to me like that kid ran into him.
Yeah, I think he stopped because he knew Mark was coming behind him and just let Mark run into the back of him.
And that's an easy foul.
But still, that's only the third foul on the Bruins for the whole game so far.
Not too bad.
Hands up. Hands ready.
All with the ball, passing it over. Ooh, a nice pass.
Oh.
Is that one on Strobel? 12.
Number 12 of the Bruins, Beckley.
Andrew Beckley picking up his first foul.
Almost snuck in there and swiped it out.
And I know I talked about Clint Dickey and his father and the alumni, but down in, I believe it's going to be Louisiana, John Hendricks, who I talked about earlier, is also having a couple people over to his house, and they're watching the game on the big screen. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. And I appreciate everything you've done to help me out getting started here. Oh, a nice-looking three by Allum. Luke Brown and double team comes again. Who are they going to call? Is this one going to be on 20? Number 20. Logan Patterson picking up his first foul.
Logan Patterson, his first.
You got to be careful there. I mean, Luke Brown, he has such good vision, he knows how to play the game so well.
Brown for three.
Rat-tat-tat-tat-boomy! Right there, here we go.
There it is. There it is. Hashtag it, folks. Mark White with another rebound tonight. Uh-oh, we're going to get a technical. Is that what it is?
Could be a
technical on the bench.
Oh, yep.
Shooting the technical free throws will be Luke Brown.
All right.
Old Lucas.
That's for you.
That's right.
Scott Schick will know what we're talking about here. That was the laughter for what we just saw.
Both technical free throws made by Luke. It's not a good idea to get a technical when we have him going to the free throw line.
No.
That's almost a guaranteed 2 points.
Unsure what was going on. Apparently the head coach didn't like the way the game's being called.
Beckley
pulls up
with a jumper. Oh, Nate Brown gets a fingertip on it, and the Bruins keep possession. Now I have 4 Bruins on the far side of the court. Brandon Strobel tries driving in. Nate Brown steps. And that one's good.
I'm telling you right now, I've watched Nate Brown for 4 years now out there. That is his zone.
That is his zone. He likes those 6 to 8 foot jumpers, and he likes to face away and then turn and jump. Oh,
almost automatic.
It's pretty. Yes, it is. Oh, that's going to be a foul on him. Are they going to count it?
Down to the basket.
Okay. A little late, but okay.
Blackford, number 34, Brown.
Looks like the Blackford Bruins cheerleading squad there might have got some new uniforms, huh?
Yeah, Grant and I were talking about that before you got here. But, yeah, those look really nice. I'd rather see the white versus that black color.
Yeah, I agree. And I saw the Brute running around here somewhere. We all saw him I'm sure everybody saw him on Facebook and YouTube and everything else, and he was getting a new fresh do and coming out in a nice little tuxedo and all that.
Yep, absolutely. Stand by for this short break. All right, we're back, and we're going to give a quick shout-out to a couple of our new friends who've been sitting here behind us. I've got Zayden. Zayden, what's your last name? You're going to have to speak up, bud. McCaffrey, Zayden McCaffrey. Landon, Libby, and Hunter Kale. All right, guys, enjoy.
Will they announce it on the speaker?
Nope, we're just going to be here live on YouTube.
It'll be on YouTube, and I'm sure you guys watch a lot of YouTube, right? All right, go home and watch it.
Trying to get all the watchers and listeners that we can.
Ooh,
A
good
nice pass. Ooh. Nate Brown misses one, rings in and out. A nice pass from Luke Brown to Mark White. Mark White down to Nate Brown. And that's going to be a foul on Mark, isn't it? Nope, going to call it on
Brown.
Nate. He's going to pick up his first foul of the game.
44, Ramsey. His 34, Nathan Brown. His second.
Chris Landis, who is a school board member for Monroe Central, announcing here tonight for the Blackford Bruins, which is his alumni.
Yes, sir.
And a couple of plays earlier in the JV game, if you didn't get to listen, and you probably didn't because I had the volume turned down, but he was getting just as excited, if not more excited, when a Monroe Central player would score as opposed to when a Bruin would score. And I heard a couple fans going, hey, wait a second, who's he announcing for? Brown back to getting double teamed. Look, they've got two guys dedicated to him. He's reading it. Down to Dalton Willman, steps back, misses the three, gets a 2 for it.
2 points, Willman.
And that one's going to be out of bounds off of the Bruins. Going to be Monroe Central ball. The score 53-26. We're under a minute to play here in the third period. This game has gone by quick. You're hitting the wrong one. You're number 3. Yeah, 3 no good. And, oh, wow, the over the back not called.
2 points, Patterson. Assist, Dickman.
And, I'm not keeping up with the Brown. Oh, Brown was looking for it, wasn't he?
I thought I was going to.
Now he drives in, out to Dalton Willman for 3. Oh, rings in and out, no good. Willman tries to get his own rebound, but it goes to Monroe Central. The Bruins now picking it up with under 18 to play here.
Coming back fast.
Again, Luke Brown. Mark White drives it in, misses it. 9 seconds, still plenty of time on the clock. Brown gets the ball. He drives in, takes a couple steps. No good, and that's going to do it right there. That's the end of the third. And with that, let's go to some more of our sponsors. They sell the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly service that Dave Montgomery provides. Stop in and see him today at 1225 North Walnut Street in Hartford City, or give him a call at 765-348-5770. All right, so can't hear the sponsors. I can hear them, but apparently nobody else can. I wonder if somebody can let me know. I'm going to play one. You let me know if you hear it. was just a test. Hopefully somebody heard it.
Good pass
And
by
we
White.
and a foul by the number 44, Roman Braun. That's I believe that's going to be his second or third. Nope, still nothing, huh?
The Bears, Braun, his first. Team
Nope,
10
that's his
at
first.
9, Beckley.
So, again, you know what?
Oh,
I wonder if that's what that is. Let's try it one more time.
For the Bears, number 20, Patterson.
Are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraines, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044. They said there it is.
Figured it out.
Figured it. Finally. Thank you, Clint. Andrew Beckley shoving off with an arm.
Number 12, the Bruins, Beckley, his second.
And Beckley started complaining on that right there, and Coach Hoover looked at him and told him to go where he needed to go and quit complaining.
That's my kind of coach right there. It's not your job as a player to complain. It's your job to play.
Yep. Been taught that forever, it seems like.
Yep. And now I got a bunch of messages coming in. Clear Choice is the only sponsor for the entire evening. All right, we'll get her figured out. I think I figured it out. Oh, a nice looking three by Ullum. Ullum has to have most of their points right now.
Yeah, he's tough. He's made quite a few threes. Him and number 11. What's number 11's name? Will Jones made a couple.
Jones.
Luke Brown three. Rims out.
A rebound. Mark Brown picks it up. Jump ball called with Fiola. I'm really surprised that we have not seen more from Fiola.
He's a little Ivan Drago-ish almost, like a beast out there.
He is. He has the haircut and everything to go with it.
I mean, he stands down in the paint, and it doesn't even seem like they really try and get him the ball that much either when he isn't.
He looks more like a tight end playing football or playing basketball. He's a big-bodied kid, and he's basically begging for the ball. He's wide open.
Look at him.
We're not even guarding him. He's directing traffic, so he obviously knows what's going on. But they look at him and don't even feed him the ball.
Olam's calling for it in the corner over there. There he is again.
And
He's
now,
calling for
that
it.
one rimmed in and out. Rebound. Only one Monroe Central player down there to try to get the rebound. Ooh. Beckley for two, no good. Going to step out of bounds. Mark White did.
Good sportsmanship right there, both teams. Look at that. Love it. Love it.
Don't know what happened to Mark trying to throw it back in and hit him in the face or something.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, he was grabbing his face like that, and I know Mark tried to make a play. And
Mark's a good kid. Never wants to hurt anybody.
Nope.
But if it happens, he's more than willing to. I take it he didn't know who he was? He didn't know who he was?
I don't know. It's just funny, old Tyler Hunt out there putting Ivan Drago on there.
Oh, is that what it is?
But he did it 14 minutes ago. And
oh, wow, we didn't mention it. There's a bit of a delay on our broadcast, so that's nice. Man, what are the chances of that? Luke Brown again, 5 minutes to play. Brown jumps for a two. Oh, he's in and out. He has not hit anything in the fourth yet.
I'll be honest, he's still cutting through.
Mark White fighting for the ball.
And that's what's exciting about Mark. Mark works really hard on the boards, and he's always getting rebounds and fundamentally sound, boxing out and everything. And I think, Mark, for the most part, he creates his own points.
Yes. Luke giving it up to Strobel. Strobel driving in. And we've got a blocking foul. Strobel's going to go to the line for 2.
How weird, I just got a text message from Levi Straight saying Mark White is my favorite player. Right after I said that.
Man. See, that's one thing I'm super impressed with Brandon Strobel this year. I'm telling you right now, you saw him cutting through the lane, man. I'm pretty sure that Thanksgiving was a couple of days ago, but he is just slicing it up.
And he doesn't miss too many of those. Strobel draining his first, and now Fiola coming out, and 42 Taft Manship is coming in.
You know, and the other 4 players that are in there, there's not a single one of them that can be 6 foot, and they keep taking him out.
Manship is 6'2", and Fiola is 6'2".
Yeah, so, the other 4 that
oh, goodness.
A 3, no good. Trying to match the threes of Luke.
Fast pace here.
Oh, Brown, what a give!
Sneaky Pete.
Give!
Sneaky Pete.
I thought for sure Luke was going to take that one all the way to the house, but right at the last minute gives it up to, who was that he gave it up to? Beckley. Gave it up to Beckley.
Ooh.
Oh! And the fans definitely not happy about that one. Mark White just standing there. And number 42, Manship, falls over in the pushing foul. And I think even the Monroe Central fans realized that was a bad call.
In Mark White's defense, he was just standing there.
Yes, and Mark picks up his 3rd foul as Manship misses his first free throw.
Oh, like we always say, the ball never lies. And he didn't make that free throw.
Oh.
3 from Strobel.
Don't blink.
No good. And the reason that they were shooting is Monroe Central's now in bonus. The Bruins 1 foul away from being in bonus. Under 3:30 to go here in the 4th. Oh, and who was that? Jones looked like he wanted to pop that 3, but second guessed it. Jones still with the ball. Now gives it up to Olin.
No push off there. Oh, move screen there. A little shoulder action.
And Luke's going to get the rebound, and he's Where was the foul? I didn't see it. Had to be on Luke. Yep, on Luke. That puts the Bruins in bonus.
I think Luke might have fooled the referee a little bit right there because I don't think he thought he was going to pass the ball.
The passes, the assists that we've seen from Luke today. And he gets his first one. How many points is that for Luke now?
At least 10.
And for the Bears, number 22, Jackman.
Looks like the
28.
Monroe sent 28 points for Brown. Going for his 29th.
And good.
And it is good. And it looks like Monroe Central might be starting to concede this game as they're putting in a player that hasn't been in yet.
We put in Stephen Hoover.
Stephen Hoover.
Hoover's in the game.
Good screen.
Who came out? Beckley. Beckley came out.
Stephen Hoover is one aggressive player, too.
Yes, he is. A 3, and that was good for Monroe Central.
Jones.
Will Jones.
He's a junior.
Oh, a nice pass. Another nice pass by Luke.
White assist Brown.
I think Luke is done scoring unless he absolutely has to. He's given the rest of his teammates the opportunity tonight.
And he's, again, he doesn't even look like he's looking at the basket, really. He's running around and sees somebody open, and that's where he goes with the ball.
Right, yep. All right, we're going to try these ads one more time. Are you looking for a used car at an affordable price? Call Dave's Car Corner. They sell the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly service that Dave Montgomery provides. Stop in and see him today at 1225 North Walnut Street in Hartford City, or give him a call at 765-348-5770. Foundation Building Material is your building materials supplier for all your building materials needs. From drywall, steel studs, to Armstrong ceiling tile and insulation, Foundation building material is founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell today at 260-472-2181. All right, so apparently we got the ads to finally work. And if you were watching, you were enjoying Brute. And the band, under the direction of, and make sure I get this right, Grant, Bethany Alvarado.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I finally got one.
There we go. You put both names together.
I've been struggling since football season with that one.
You can't leave him open. That kid's tough.
Oh, a nice rebound by Manship. A rebound puts it right back up for two. Luke Brown slowing the game down. And don't blink, because you're right, you will miss anything that he does. Oh, they're definitely going to get it. Deckman knew that he had put that leg out there.
Foul is on number
Oh,
two,
no, they're giving it to Olam.
His first, team 8, reporting in for the Bears, Matheny.
Matheny checking in, and Deckman is having a seat. And each week, each game so far, the student section is growing here at Blackford.
Luke Brown.
Yeah, last year, beginning of the year, it started off pretty small. And then they got bigger as the season went. But it's good to see, the student section getting bigger, and hopefully they give the Bruins a little bit of home court advantage in a tough game.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I looked over there, I seen one of the oh, wow, what a three.
Jones.
And we've got another timeout by
30-second timeout, Monroe Central.
Monroe Central, as they're down by 20 with 1:30 to play. And with that, let's go to some more ads and get them in here, because we haven't had them in all day. Are you looking for custom shirts for your organization, sports team, or just a fun shirt for vacation? Get a hold of Jordan Massey today on Facebook at Clothing as a Canvas. Contact Jordan with all of your special shirt designs and printing. His creations are amazing, and he even does special projects. Contact Jordan now on Facebook at Clothing as a Canvas. Are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraines, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-50. Was that triple coverage on Luke Brown?
Yes.
Brandon Strobel tries to drive it in. No good. Monroe Central looks to be starting the full court press. A three, no good. Rebound by
That looked like a foul to me.
Manship.
I didn't see it.
Spoken like a true alumni. And it looks like that's number 2. Is that his second foul?
His second.
Olam's second foul. It looks like they're going to foul for the rest of the game.
Number 14.
The clock down under a minute. And I was getting back to the student section there, Cody, because if I'm not mistaken, your wife is sitting across the way from us, right?
She is.
Part of the cheerleader.
Yes, she is.
Coaches, right?
Yep, her and Sydney Willman and Sydney Goodspeed and Danielle Goodspeed over there.
In the game for the Bruins, number 10, Hurd.
Now the Bruins now pulling out all of their starters.
44, Ramsey. 3, Apple.
Brandon Apple, Braden Roberts, Drake Ramsey, Peyton Hurd, and Dridge Dunica. Here to play out the last few minutes, or last minute of the game. A three is up. Oh, wow.
3 points, Jones.
And another timeout by Monroe Central. And you were saying who's sitting over there now? Goodspeed?
Yep, Goodspeed.
Your wife?
My wife, yep. And then Sydney as well. She's the volunteer over there.
All right. And who's the actual coach of the cheerleaders?
Danielle Goodspeed is the varsity coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I really didn't. I thought it was another parent. But okay, which one is she?
She's there in the you see Ryan Goodspeed's there in her black,
Yep.
just to his right.
To hit. Oh, so the one in the pink sweatshirt.
Yep.
Okay.
His wife.
All right. So the Bruins looking to pick up their third win, going to go 3-0 this season, unless Monroe Central can pull out a miraculous comeback here. And I just got an ESPN notification on my watch that said that Blackford is now number 1 in the high school rankings for Blackford County. Hurd getting double teamed, and I apologize. Hurd getting double teamed. They actually stripped the ball from him, but then I don't know, would it go out of bounds?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Apple
one of the
now
kids
inbound
knocked it out.
to Dunica. Oh, Apple comes from out of bounds and gets the ball back. Gives it up to Drake. Oh.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Where was the foul?
By Jones.
Yeah, I thought Ridge missed him there.
Well, I
didn't
thought it was going to be a foul, I think. And then they're like, hey, I already called it.
Yeah, premature
22, Dunica, his
blowing
first.
of the whistle.
Team 8 at the line, Jones.
Jones to the line. This kid's really stepped up for Monroe Central tonight.
I'd like to see how many points he has. He really has.
The double team on Ridge, and he's going to step out of bounds. The ball's going to stay down here. And this is the one thing that's going to kill these kids later on is they've got to learn to get open.
Yeah.
Don't pick up your dribble. Start dribbling through those double teams and draw the foul.
And the guys that don't have the ball aren't moving too much to try and get open.
Yeah, exactly. A three, and Brandon Apple's going to foul him. Apple's going to pick up his first foul, and is that going to be 3? Yep.
Fouls number
Yep,
3
shooting
of the Bruins,
3.
Apple, his first, team 9 at
They have the
line.
chance to bring it within
Shooting
10
three,
with 27-2 left to go. You know, at this point, you just got to play a soft defense and let them score what they're going to score.
Yeah, and just get the ball down the court, get it across the half-court line, and
Even if you don't, let the 10 seconds run off the clock, give them the ball back. Now they've got 10 less seconds to work with. But when they do have the ball, you can't let them shoot 3 free throws.
Yeah.
Let them shoot those wide open, let them score, or get the rebound. Third shot up, no good. Ramsier with the rebound. Gives it up to Hurd. A quick foul by Jones, and Hurd's going to go to the line shooting 2.
Down 11. 24 seconds to go.
11, Jones,
I'm surprised their coach is
team 10
opting to
at the
foul
line.
here.
Shooting 2, number 10, Hurd.
He obviously thinks that Jones can catch him up with those threes. Hurd scores his first one.
Well, if they do that and they make their free throws, there's no chance of it. Add a couple here and there, and if they score, they score.
Yeah, exactly. Let it happen. It's going to be a really tough task, and now Allum with the ball. Oh, and is that Hurd going to foul?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't. These are dumb fouls here.
Hurd, his first, team 10.
Don't give them
at
the
the
free
line, shooting 2.
shots. Make them earn them by shooting them easy layups. Let the clock. Right now you're giving him 2 shots. He's going to make the first one.
Then asked to please
And
announce
there's no
that
time coming off the
fans
clock.
need to be careful when they leave this evening. The lot has become very slick.
And be glad that if you didn't come tonight, apparently the lot is slick. The roads are probably just as bad. And he misses his second, gets his own rebound.
Oh,
He
goodness.
shoots out, there's 3.
Oh, goodness.
Just throw it
Let's
down the court.
throw it up in the air or something.
And they're going to draw the quick foul. That's Jones again. And he was calling for the travel on Dunica, which I agree, but I believe he got fouled
Number
before
11, Jones, his third.
the travel
Shooting 2
occurred.
will be number 22, Dunica.
8.2 left. Oh.
Well, barely hit the rim.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Monroe Central only down by 8 now. Now make it 9.
Let's not foul him here. Let's let him
Need to
do
let
what
him
they're
shoot.
going to
Let him
do.
shoot.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
A good job by the
Thank you.
Bruins,
2
letting them
points,
have it.
Hold it.
Jones.
And that's going to do it for the game.
Tonight's final score, Blackford.
I'm going to play some ads.
Monroe Central,
We're going to come right back
65.
and have a little post-game session here. Team or just a fun shirt for vacation? Get a hold of Jordan Massey today on Facebook at Clothing as a Canvas. Contact Jordan with all of your special shirt designs and printing. His creations are amazing and he even does special projects. Contact Jordan now on Facebook at Clothing as a Canvas. Are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraines, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044. Are you looking for a used car at an affordable price? Call Dave's Car Corner. They sell the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly service that Dave Montgomery provides. Stop in and see him today at 1225 North Walnut Street in Hartford City, or give him a call at 765-348-5770. Foundation Building Material is your building materials supplier for all your building materials needs, from drywall, steel studs, to Armstrong ceiling tile and insulation. Foundation Building Material is founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell today at 260-472-2181. All right, fellas, we're back. And I don't think anybody kept score for Monroe Central, did they?
No.
I started to, and then I quickly got
distracted?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what happens to me when I do it as well. A couple things that I want to start off with that don't have anything to do with basketball for this post-game show is the band tonight. I remember when I first moved here, the band was decent, and then they kind of trailed off and got not so good. They couldn't keep time. You couldn't really understand what they were playing. But since Bethany Alvarado has gotten here, that band, it was rocking tonight.
They're turning it up for sure.
Definitely turning it up. Love listening to them now. You can understand what they're trying to play. The fight song doesn't sound like just a bunch of notes garbled together. And I enjoy it. I played in the band when I was in high school, so I have a soft spot in my heart for them. But I just wanted to give a shout-out to Bethany Alvarado and the band. She is doing some great things down there for the band. The student section tonight was amazing. The Silent Night, even though it wasn't necessarily dead quiet in here because Monroe Central was obviously clapping and cheering for their team, and then I could hear people behind us talking. So, but once that first bucket or that 10th point was made, that student section rocked it out for the rest of the game, and you got to give shout-out to them and Denise Rogers for what she's doing with that student section.
For sure.
With that being said, what are your takeaways from tonight?
Bruins hold true and true, obviously. They're going in. I think we could have seen some more. I think the score doesn't represent exactly how well the Bruins played tonight.
No, they had that Jones and Allum. Let me see here.
Yeah, Allum.
Allum. That Jones and Allum combo, that's something now. Allum's a freshman. Jones is a junior.
Oh.
That freshman's got some talent to him.
Absolutely.
And coming up, he's going to give us some fits later on once he gets a little bit of time under his belt. And that junior next year, Jones, is going to be something to reckon with. That should be a good game next year.
I agree. I think we're going to – well, we're losing Beckley, aren't we?
We're going to be losing a lot. We're going to be losing Beckley, Brown, Nate Brown.
Yeah, Mark White.
Strobel, White, and I think that's it. Huh?
Strobel's a junior.
Did I say Apple? I meant
Yep,
Apple.
Brandon
Yep,
Apple.
yep.
And Ramsier. So the Bruins losing some depth, but they've got a sophomore class that has 3 decent players in Cam Elam, Jaden Doherty. Jaden Doherty, at the Bluffton game, was knocking down threes. Cam Elam was knocking down threes, and they've got a tall kid coming up on that JV squad that I'd like to see playing a little bit more fundamental basketball in Mickey Waters.
I agree. I saw him the other night at the home game, and I was super impressed. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. And I heard he broke his ankle, but he was playing tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so maybe not broken, maybe just a sprain. You know how kids can get when they're getting information from their friends on Snapchat and whatnot. So, but yeah, Mickey Waters is coming up for us. Monroe Central looks to have a pretty solid crew that are young. They're a young team, so I look for them to be pretty tough here in the future. But what about the Bruins?
You know, they're playing team basketball. You know, a lot of these other people that I've heard talk from other schools and everything. Oh, if you stop Luke, you're going to beat him.
They obviously aren't watching the same games we are.
They're obviously not going to score as many points. But when you're bringing 2-3 people out to guard Luke, he's going to find the other person that's open. I mean, and that's what he does. It doesn't matter if it's somebody out on the three-point line or somebody down the bucket, down by the bucket. He'll drive. He'll stay out by the three-point line, pass it. You never know what he's going to do. And that's a good thing about Luke. Yeah, obviously he's going to score and he's going to put up some numbers, but the passing that Luke does, I think, that's what's getting these guys all these points.
His ball handling alone and the way he takes command of the court is what makes Luke Brown. It's not the fact that he can sit back and drain three-pointers from the volleyball line. It's the fact that he can drain three-pointers from the volleyball line and dish out those passes to those wide-open guys so that they can drain their three-pointers or their two-pointers. Dalton Willman had a 3 today. I don't remember, did Strobel have any threes?
Strobel had 1. Yep.
And I believe that was off of a Luke Brown pass too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I do believe so. And, the crazy thing about this, we only had 4 threes tonight total.
4 threes total.
Dalton's wasn't a 3. They counted it as a 2.
That's right. He was on the line.
Yeah,
I think we had 12 last game, didn't we? Something like that.
It was more than that. I remember you saying that you needed more room for the amount of threes that Luke was hitting.
Yeah, I had to do a different sheet, just like a sheet. I remember that.
And I think that's how a lot of these teams would scout Blackford. If you stop the three-point line and you stop Luke, you're going to win. But
that's not the case.
No.
I don't think you can stop him, because how do you stop a pass and how do you stop the other team? If you double team him, they found out tonight, once you double team him, that leaves an extra guy open. Yeah. Bluffton tried triple teaming him at one point in the game that they played Saturday, and they found out real quick that Luke Brown just sees the court. Just because you're up in his face doesn't mean that he can't see the other guys and give it off to them, and they've got an easy bucket.
And then, you never know where he's going to pass the ball either. That's what makes it fun. And he's good at looking at the court. And how he does it, I don't know. I wish I did, because
you might be playing a different sport then.
I'm playing basketball on Sundays.
I talked to Nate Brown's dad. I've talked to him multiple times over the last 2 years about Luke Brown and about what the teams would need to do. And not to give out any secrets, but his theory is that he would think that just let him score his points. Let him score his points, guard everybody else, just guard everybody man on man, and then see what happens. I've yet to see anyone do that.
That's exactly what I said earlier today. Is just play a straight man-to-man and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
If he scores a 75 points, then he scores 75 points. Chances are he's not going to score those 75 points. You can have those extra guys who are down in the paint. You can have them crash the paint if he starts driving in, make him beat you from the threes, which he's proven he could do. But here this year, I don't know if you guys see it, but this year he's not as accurate as he was last year from the three. And maybe that's him putting that muscle on, and he doesn't have that same muscle memory that he's had in the past. because he's always been a small-statured kid,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's got all this extra muscle. He may not know what to do with it yet.
And it could be that, or it could be that he might be having an off game. We've only seen him for 3 games.
Yes.
Now the second of the 3 games on like wildfire, man.
Yes.
He was head, shoulders, knees, and Luke Brown threes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, and he proved. But I think a lot of that has to do with that student section in Bluffton was really giving it to him.
Yeah.
From what I heard, they were in his grill, and I want to say it was the third 3 that he shot right in front of him. My wife, my daughter, and her 2 friends all turned around and said, "Did you see their student section after he hit that?" And I was like, "No, what'd they do?" And she said all of them at the same time gave a look of astonishment, like they couldn't believe. And they were looking down at us like, where's this guy coming from? Does he miss? And obviously we've seen it. He's missing.
Yep.
He went 1 for 8 in the home game. I would say, how many threes did he hit tonight? 3?
Yes.
I'd say he's probably 3 for 8, 3 for 9 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So his 3-point percentage average has to be in the low 20s, if not the teens.
One thing I'm really can't believe we haven't seen. I thought even first play of the year, I thought Luke Brown pull up from the volleyball line and drain a 3. He did that last year as a freshman
Yes.
coming in, drained
Yes.
a 3 right off the bat.
Yep.
You know, I really thought that was what was going to happen. But we're seeing a different Bruins team too. We're seeing a different Luke Brown, like you said. He's put on the muscle, maybe not, but he's also dishing the ball better than I've ever seen.
Yes.
Not only a high school player, better than I've ever seen a college, and half the time an NBA player. Half this stuff should be on ESPN.
Yes, his and maybe we could put this into ESPN. Maybe I'll start tagging ESPN on my YouTube.
I'm telling you, might not be a bad idea.
No, and he's always been good at dishing out those. I had the pleasure of watching him all last year from the start.
Here comes Luke Brown right here.
Uh-oh.
Luke Brown coming on the mic.
Hey, Luke, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I've been trying to get you up here, and now all it took was Grant just waving a couple fingers your way?
I think he called Kevin and called me up, but.
Oh, so Kevin's the reason you came up.
Yep.
All right. So what'd you think tonight?
It was a good game. We played well as a team. I know Strobel and I are getting, junk defenses thrown at us, and coaching staff and everyone has done a great job on getting everyone open and distributing the ball, so it went pretty well.
Yeah, we were just talking about the way you can see the court. Even in the face of a double team, you saw some triple team at Bluffton, and you were still able to find those open guys, because everybody here knows when you find the double team on one guy, that means there's one guy not being guarded. And as long as he can get open, you're going to find him.
Exactly. Like, Coach has been talking to me all summer about finding the guy open when I get double teamed. So I have to take on that role this year, as passing off and getting my teammates involved.
Yes, absolutely. The more you get them involved, the less work you have to do. The less work you have to do, the more work you can do.
Yep.
So anybody else have any questions for him?
I don't have any questions. I'm kind of curious. Do you have that? You played that? What did I say earlier? The Tiger Woods golf game, right? It kind of seems like when you're on the floor, you have that vision, like the putting vision. I don't know what that's called, but it seems like that. I don't know if that's what it actually is or not, but it's actually really impressive.
Yeah, I've always been told that I've had a high IQ and court vision, so it really helps when you're getting double and triple team to be able to see the floor.
Yeah, as long as you can see the open guy, dish it out. I noticed that you let a couple layups go by just to give to one of your teammates, which makes you an even better teammate when it comes to that.
Thank you.
And I like to see that, and I love seeing you being able to give those other guys the ball and not necessarily being that ball hog that a lot of our opponents think you are.
Exactly.
So, and I watched another live stream of another network, and that was their thing throughout the entire game. Well, this guy, I wouldn't like to play for him.
Oh, Lucas Brown.
Yeah, they called you Lucas Brown.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I would just say if you don't know, if you haven't watched every game and you don't know someone's game, then you shouldn't really be criticizing. But I mean, I feel like 12 assists and 6 assists, and then however many I had tonight. I mean, I feel like I'm distributing the ball pretty well.
You definitely are distributing the ball very well.
100%.
But a lot of other broadcasters may not see that because they're looking for their team and what they're doing, and we're looking for you and what our team is doing. And we know, and that's all that matters.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping up here, man.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Proud you came up to be a Bruin, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. So with that, anybody got anything? Any last words?
I think that ended my night just fine.
Yeah. You got to talk to Luke Brown.
The Luke Brown. Did you hear? It's the Luke Brown. I don't know. I'm going to start calling him that now.
Real quick, got some point totals here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll go from top to bottom here. Luke 31, Brandon Strobel 10, Dalton Willman 10, Mark White 6, Andrew Beckley 4, and then Peyton Hurd with 1, and Ridge Danica with 1. So pretty balanced. And if I didn't say Beckley 4, I didn't know if I got him or not. Luke's obviously your high scorer, but exciting.
How many did Strobel have?
10.
10.
But, exciting to see these guys, everybody scoring, and it being more of a team thing. And you don't know what to expect. Dalton didn't put up very many points last game. He came in and 10 points tonight, and I think that's really going to help the team at the end of the year. You never know who's going to score those extra points for Blackford.
That just goes to show you he only had 31 points tonight. And how many times did he have a wide open lane where he could have driven in, picked up the foul, and went to the free throw line or got the and one situation. But instead, he passed the ball off and picked up probably 10 to 12 assists just tonight. Yeah. And I'd be willing to bet that he's probably averaging 8 to 10 a night, a game, already with 3 games in.
Yeah. And, adding to what he said, I read the Star Press article, and if you haven't done that, get on Star Press, read the article with Luke. But he definitely knew coming into this year that he was going to face some different defenses and get double-teamed, triple-teamed. And in the article it said, I'm not that worried about scoring the points as more getting the points for the team no matter how it happens.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I took Luke Brown last year to the Marion Regionals, and you want to talk about a humbled kid. He was humbled in everything that I talked basketball because I'm originally from Marion. And so I'm part of the legacy that Marion is, the three-peat in the 80s. Bill Green taking 6 state titles home. So I talked with him about that, and he knew just as much about Marion as I did. And when he went into that arena, the Bill Green Athletic Arena, you could just see him looking at all the trophies and the pictures of Zach Randolph on the wall, James Blackman Sr. on the wall, Lyndon Jones, Jay Teagle, and all of those guys. He was genuinely in awe of looking at it and was talking to me about how much history and how much he just respected the game that those guys played back in the day and how they play today as well. So just a good all-around kid. Strobel's the same way, a quiet kid. I'd love to have Strobel up here and talk to him. So
I tell you what, person to look for next Saturday. I'm gonna call right now, Brandon Strobel. This Saturday, Brandon Strobel, Blue River, right?
Blue River, yeah. Blue River is always a tough game, especially at home or at their facility.
Their house,
Oh, they bring it. It's not a very big place. Probably seats maybe 1,000 less than ours, and we have a decent sized. I would say it's kind of small, coming from where I do, of course. But they're really you feel compact and tight in that place. But man, does it get to rocking! And I want to say they have a band that's really loud.
Ridiculous. Yes.
Oh, should be a lot of fun. Should be a good game. Can't wait for Saturday. But there's a girls' game coming up that I will be broadcasting with Ian Reed Thursday.
Ian.
Yeah, Ian.
I'll be tuning into that for sure. Old Ian
If you
on
haven't
there.
yet, Ian's been with me now for 3 or 4 games.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I wish I'd have known. I'll be on it for sure. I know Ian. He is awesome.
He's a lot of fun, and he's finally starting to get his sea voice, I guess is what you'd call it. He the first couple games he was real quiet. I actually had to call him out on the broadcast and say, "Hey, are you going to say anything?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was just watching the game." Kind of like Grant here does. Grant tonight's the most I've heard Grant talk.
Yeah, it does take some time to get warmed up to, and you guys did a good job, and I enjoyed listening to you guys talk. Bring my input whenever I could.
I'm gonna be willing to bet Ian Reed after I talk. He's gonna bring a rat-tat-tat booming to the game.
You
know
think
what I mean?
so?
I think he's going to. He better.
Let's hope so. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to play the outro, and we're going to get out of here. The custodial staff's already starting to run us out.
Yep.
So thanks, everybody, for checking in, listening to the Blackford Sports Network with Cody, Grant, and myself. Have a good night. On behalf of the Blackford Sports Network, we would like to thank the athletic departments of both schools and thank you for watching this broadcast of the Blackford Bruins. Remember to see our sponsors and thank them for giving us the opportunity to broadcast live with you.